Well, or just obviously the execution of offensively in the first 2.5 quarters was the best we've seen all year. Just talk about that.
We were able to throw the ball effectively today. And, I mean, that's kind of, it just felt really good to kind of feel like things were clicking a little bit. I mean, we kept pounding away at the run and, trying to get one to pop. They kind of kept us bottled up today in the run game, but we were able to, to run it at times when we needed to. But the pass game is really, that's what created some explosives. That's what allowed us to, move the football, on third downs. And, that lunch made really good decisions, made some really good throws, and we made some nice plays on the outside. So it was just, yeah, I mean, it felt really good, I mean, to kind of feel like it was clicking a little bit.
I mean, we've been talking about Shelton off and on since the Eastern Michigan game when he had a big second half. But that what you saw today, I'm sure, is what you were thinking was going to happen fairly often at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we saw day in and day out was, I mean, going back to fall camp, over 50% of his targets were explosives. I mean, that's pretty significant, I mean, so we knew it was in there. And, like I said, he was playing hurt to start the year, and, I commend him for that. Not many people are willing to do that. And didn't have the start he wanted, but man, he came back with kind of a renewed energy about him. And I think it's been a boost to the offense. I think we have a lot of confidence whenever he's out there. Everyone does. I mean, and I think it's I mean, especially the way this year is going. I mean, the more pieces that you have in place, the better it is. Getting Bryant back was really big this week. I mean, that was something that I think is probably underlooked. The fact that he came back and he's certainly not 100%, but he played his tail off for us.
So talk about, I mean, what's going through your mind? He lunch runs left and he limps off the field, and you call a timeout, and you don't know when or if. I mean, just talk about that situation.
Yeah, I mean, so then it starts kind of going into, well, okay, it's third down, obviously. We are trying to get a little bit more for the kick, so we called a quick game just to add a little bit to the kick, which I don't know if would have mattered. I mean, he had the distance on it,
Yeah.
so trying to call a quick game, something, I mean, it's again a tough spot, Walker to come into, but something we felt like he could handle, and then my mind goes to, once we get this, what do we need to do differently offensively, that kind of leans towards Walker's game a little bit differently than Lunch's. And so you just kind of start going into that scenario, and then we get to the sideline after we miss the kick, and and Lunch said he's good to go. So he just said it. I think it hurt, but it wasn't. Just kind of. I think it scared him probably maybe more than anything. But so then when you got him back, I mean, obviously, the way the game was, I mean, I'd you know, pretty much decided the way we were going to try to win. We were going to try to run the ball and try to win the game and eat up clock. And the name of the game is to find a way to win. And at this point in the year, that's all that matters. I mean, is finding a way to keep the dream alive and keep next week really meaningful for our team.
The goal line stand. I mean, again, I just commented, you don't see those very often. Not like that. I mean,
No,
that was, and then the emotions of you
yeah,
thought you had it, then a penalty, and then I don't know what they said.
they screwed that up. Yeah,
And so, I mean, but just the emotions of that back and forth.
yeah. I mean, I think our team has grown up a lot this year. Early in the year, I didn't feel like we handled, I don't want to say adversity because golly, we've had it all year, but like, a big play, we had a hard time putting the fire out on defense. When someone would get an explosive, it would turn into a touchdown. Other than the Rice game, when they got down in the low red, it was pretty much a touchdown. They were running the ball in on us. So it just, to see the resilience in this team, man, whenever, it's just been tough. I mean, you have a huge win against Marshall, and then you have, three really good teams in the league back to back to back. And, you're kind of, you're in the fight in every one of those, and you come up a little short. And, it's, I don't know. I told him today there could be no question on who was going to play harder. And I'm really proud of the effort that we played with and the physicality on both sides of the ball, all three phases. Um, you know, that's that's got to be the trademark. That's the things that you got to be really good at. And for us, every week's a playoff game. So, this is the first one. Certainly you hate to have your back against the wall like this, but it's where we are. And, one thing I know about this team is, I don't know what's going to happen the next 3 weeks, but I know we're going to fight like hell. I mean, that's just who they are.
Brock Chappelle, he had another game, maybe one of the other games where he played well, and he had some big plays today.
I thought Brock and Trey Miller both played really well with Caden out. I was uh I was very proud of the way those guys played because I think, Caden's such a big part of what we do on offense and has played really well for us this year. Not having him this year is certainly something you're concerned about, going in any game. But the reality of it, I thought they both played well in the passing game, but I thought they were really tough in the run game. I mean, they were straining and they were playing with effort on the edge, and you have to do that, to be able to win. I mean, like I said, this team, they always have their defensive line is always really well coached. They're always really active and they're always really dense. They're hard to move. And, we were going to have to play really well all across the board, I mean, on the edges as well. So that was certainly that was something that was huge for us to have him play the way he did.
The bomb almost got him back. I mean, it did get him back in the game, into the game. I mean, was that just one busted coverage or they just ran a great play?
We were in cover 3. It shouldn't happen.
So Cody played some today. Tyree still played well. So how about that whole scenario?
So we were concerned about Jalen, truthfully, going in the game. He was banged up. He didn't have much contact this week. And he's played really well, but we were concerned about him playing with the injury that he had. So he started. We knew Cody was going to have to play a lot. We knew Skip was going to have to play really well. And early in the game, JC just wasn't the same. He wasn't hitting like he had been, and so we pulled him out. I mean, that's how you get hurt whenever you have to tackle a certain type of way, and he just so hopefully another week to be able to get him back. He'll be back to normal. But Cody did some good things for us. Stepped in there. Cody Jackson's always really stepped up when we need him. And that's something I'm really proud of. We talked a lot about it, he and I, about the urgency, even when it doesn't look like he's a starter or going to play and those things. And he's really, I would say this year, he's grown up a lot in that area. And yeah, I mean, it was, we played really well in defense. I mean, we made them earn it all the way down the field. We had some huge fourth down stops. I thought we were really tough against the run, most of the day. And you made them earn it, other than the one big play that shouldn't happen. Um, you know, um, it was a good team win. I mean, it was what we needed. We finally played turnover free football on offense. I thought we executed well on punt team. We flipped the field a little bit. Got us out of a hole when we were backed up and made them drive. And certainly defense has two huge stops at the end of the game. The goal line stand and then the pick. So yeah, it just it just feels good for these to see these guys get what they've worked so hard for. And that's what it's been killing me the last 3 weeks because I know how hard they work through all this stuff, and just to see them in that locker room, man, that's what it's all about.
The end of the first half was curious, and I'm thinking you let the clock run because you either wanted to score and them not get the ball, and I was a little worried you wouldn't have time. Of course, y'all did a great job of still scoring the touchdown. Let's talk about your decision making.
Yeah, so at the end of the half, it's kind of that's the hard part about it, right? You're in the fine line between you want to keep enough time to go score, and certainly you don't want to give them the ball back and screw it up at the end of the half. They have a chance to pop a big one. So, I called the first time out somewhat early. We were still kind of right around midfield, so called the first time out early so we could get into a play we wanted to instead of trying to just go fast and get a play run. And then at the end, I let it run a little bit. I think we were trying to remember. I think we were second and somewhat long. I was about to take 2 shots to the end zone on second and third down and kick a field goal if we didn't get it. So I wanted the clock to run. I wanted to leave enough time where if we didn't score on second down, I think we scored with 11 seconds left. Felt like with 11 seconds we could take another shot to the end zone on third down. And if we don't make it, then we'll kick a field goal right there and steal some points before half. So, George Munoz does a really good job helping me manage, those situations. And, it's something that I think, they're critical in the game. And certainly that touchdown was big at the end, gave you a little breathing room.
So can this just calm y'all down, do you think? I mean, it's been such a long, rough season. Can this win just, not that it's do or die, but it's nice to be able to at least breathe with a win.
Yeah, I mean, I think, one of the hardest things to do is to keep the faith and keep the focus whenever you're doing things the right way and you're not getting the results that you want. And to be honest with you, it was hard every Sunday going in there. And, obviously we correct the things we got to correct because we had plenty of things that we screwed up along the way. But, they were doing things the way that we asked them to do it. And they were laying it on the line. And, we just weren't getting the results. So, it's just, the belief, we talked all week about the spark and how, a spark and the fire spreads. And that's what you got to hope this is, right? We've got to capture momentum and say, this is the formula we've got to win with, right? We got to start fast, on offense, we got to play turnover free football. On defense, we got to get stops and critical downs. I mean, people are going to move the ball. You can't let that affect you. And I think at times that's happened to us, you just got to, once you get them behind the sticks, you got to find a way to get a stop. And we did that. And then on special teams, I thought really played pretty well. We had a couple of penalties there that I think, we're going to go back and look at that are avoidable. But, the reality of it is, yeah, I mean, I think we've got to capture the momentum here. These kids want to play. They want a bowl game, and they know what's at stake. They want it so bad. Um, they'll be ready to go tomorrow. We'll get in. They'll be excited about a win, obviously, but they'll be ready to get some things fixed, and they'll be ready to move to the next opponent. Anything else over there?
Hey, Coach. Um, when you just look at the way that Lunch was able to pass the football today, especially like how much is that going to continue to help him, especially in his development throughout his career, not just through the season, but going forward.
Well, I think it's something that, when you're a really gifted athlete like he is, I think a lot of times you get stuck into, well, just do what he can do to try to move the ball. And I don't necessarily believe in that. I mean, the guy's a young player. I mean, he's a redshirt sophomore that we're going to try to get a year back for from last year where he was hurt the whole year. Like, he's a young player. I mean, his development is critically important, and he's got the ability to be a really good passer too, which I think we saw today. But like, I've been saying it from the beginning. I mean, just because you're not throwing it overly well, you can't just quit. You can't stop. The same thing when you're not running the ball great. You got to keep doing it. I mean, balance is balance is a hell of a thing when you're on offense. And today we were able to create some balance and create some really big plays in the throw game. And for him, it's huge. Hopefully, it's nothing but confidence moving forward. And I think it helps us in every facet of offense that you could possibly think of. It helps the run game, right? Whenever you can throw it, it makes people decide, well, are they going to play man? Or are they going to play zone? When you're playing with some efficiency, it just makes you a little bit harder to defend.
And then talking about the defense, obviously you mentioned about the big play and trying to keep away from moments like that happening. How important is it that the defense doesn't allow themselves that, hey, this big play happened, and then that kind of spill over into allowing more big plays to snowball, but to have moments like what they did on the goal line with the stop.
Well, I think it's huge in the maturity of your team. I mean, it's hard. Like there's the statistic. We get all these statistics from these services that we use. One explosive, like the percentage of touchdowns after that is high. Two explosives on a drive, the percentage of touchdown is like 80 something percent. If the last time I checked, I mean, it's hard to rebound from that. It's hard to kind of get your bearing straight and go back and just go get a stop. But I think that's what we've done really well. I mean, once we got past, really, once we got past the Marshall game, we had a 3-game stretch where we did not play great on defense. That group has buckled down and they've given us a chance every week. And tonight, you know, they made some huge stops. I mean, like I say, I mean, people are going to move the ball. It's college football. Everyone's got good players. It's hard to defend. It's RPO game. It's all this other stuff. They're going to create explosives at times. Um, to see them get the stops that we got, I think was absolutely was huge for us moving forward.
Okay, everybody good? Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Tom.
Yep, thank you.
First of all, tell me what you're thinking as they're driving down the field before the goal line stand. Like, what's going through your mind right there?
Honestly, I was just trying to get some help from my other D linemen. They were in for about 7, 8 plays. Like I could tell they were tired. Like I was trying to help them. So my whole mindset was like I just need to get them out, like get them some help.
Once it got down to the one, most of us that are not on the field doing what y'all are doing are thinking, man, they're gonna score. So, like, how did y'all keep them from scoring 3 times? Like,
I
what are
love
you thinking? How does that happen?
I love goal line. Like it's something about you're back against the wall and you know that they need 1 yard and you can still stop them. Like that, I take pride in that, and I love to get goal line stops.
Talk about the emotional back and forth. It looked like you had it. Y'all all celebrated. Then they call offsides, and then they say some crazy thing that they might have, so y'all celebrate again. Then you got to come back on the field and you stop them again. Just talk about going through all that emotion.
It was a roller coaster, but it was like I just knew like we can't let them in. Like we fight too hard. We fought too hard to play before that to let them just walk in. Like it's not happening. Yeah.
So what happened? What did you see on the actual the final fourth down play that really counted? Like how did y'all stop and what happened on that?
Pretty much. So we play 4 eyes and 2 eyes. So it's like the inside of the guard and the tackle. And I was playing the 4 eye inside the guard, and inside the tackle, and they stepped down. And I came off the ball and I seen the running back, and he didn't have nowhere to go. Like he couldn't go. There was no open gap. So I kind of pressed out with the tackle, and they kind of like it was sort of like a double team almost. And I just sat down, and he ran into the back of the dude I was pressing. And that's how I knew we stopped him, because the dude that I pressed, he didn't get into the end zone, so I knew the running back didn't. Yeah.
What was that feeling like?
Uh, it was amazing because I'm like, yep, I know we stopped him. Like even when they went to review it, like I just sat down because I'm like I seen it from my own eyes. Like I know he didn't get it. Yeah.
As a defense, is there anything better than to get a
There's,
goal line stand
there's
and
nothing
secure a
better
win?
there's nothing better than a goal line stop, especially in inches. It wasn't a 4th and 1, it was 4th and inches. Yeah.
So what can this do for y'all?
Man, I feel like this is our little our stepping block. Like this is what we needed to get over. We need to get our win so we can get some momentum back. Like we just been in a drought, and finally something gives. And coach been talking about like it's going to give eventually, and today is that day.
All right, any other questions, guys? Hello?
I'm pretty sure they're on.
No, we good over here, man. Thanks.
All right. That's it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tonight, 6 catches, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. The 138 is the most by Cajun this season. Well, Robert Williams getting 134 at JMU back a couple of weeks ago. So we'll take questions here, and then we'll open it up with questions from media on Zoom.
Well, last week we talked to you, and I know it was frustrating because you had a good game, but you lost. So what does it feel like to have a really good game and win? Yeah.
Man, it feels amazing, honestly. It's just been a while, so it feels great.
So what was clicking so well? The first 2.5 quarters or so, y'all were just unstoppable. Like what was talk about the connection?
I mean, in practice, we just keep our head down no matter the circumstance or what happened last week. We just keep our head down, keep working, and it finally clicked this week.
Talk about the game that Lunch had as a receiver. Like what did he do well from your perspective?
Just gave us a chance. Like that's all you gotta do sometimes, just give your receiver a chance. And I made a play most of the time, so
At the end of the first half, the clock's there's not a lot of time left. He's scrambling. Talk about the play. First of all, when you come back for the ball and catch it at the 17 and then the touchdown, that was a really cool series there.
on the play I came back to the ball, I had like a in breaking route. And by the time I broke in, Lunch was pointing at me to go the other direction. So I just turned around and the ball was where it was. So I came back and got it. And then on touchdown, it was man, 1-on-1. And he just gave me a chance and I made a play.
So can you even put into words how much better you feel? You look like a completely different receiver
Yeah.
at the beginning when you were injured. So what is it like to have played like that and then now you get to play free when you're healthy?
I just feel like, I guess refreshed. Like I just feel 100%. I just feel like myself again. And it feel great.
So the defense at the end, y'all are on the sideline watching them and they're going through that goal line stand. What's going through your mind there?
Get a stop, D. Get a stop, D. But I had total faith and they got to stop twice. So yeah, get a stop, D.
So was there anything on the sideline when they started kind of coming back and hit the long touchdown? They're like, oh, we can't let this slip away. Like, what were y'all thinking in that moment, in those moments?
I mean, we kept thinking positive. When they scored, we was just like, we got to go respond. We got to go score too. So that it was what it was.
What can this do for y'all as a team to finally get that win? Y'all been close and it just hadn't happened, and now to get one on the road, especially.
I mean, it means the world to everybody on the team because I mean we've been going through it the last couple of weeks, but I mean we finally got over the hump. So hopefully we could finish out strong like we did today.
Any questions, guys?
Shelton, for you, like from a adversity standpoint, how important has it been for you to continue to just battle through, to be able to have breakout moments like what you had today?
I mean, when I go through stuff like what I went through this season, I mean, I just feel like if I keep my head down and keep working, keep pushing through, eventually the light at the end of the tunnel is gonna shine. So tonight it shined.
Do you feel like with this type of performance that you had, like you can consider yourself not being the like number one receiver on the team, so to speak, but like when the play needs to be made, like they can call your number, you know what I'm saying? And you can go out and make those type of plays.
Now for sure, I know what I'm capable of. So I mean, when the game on the line or we need a play to be made, I always want the ball in my hands. I always feel like I could go make the play.
That's it for me, man. Appreciate you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Well, it sounds like Jalen Clark was hurt, and so y'all didn't know how much y'all get with him, and then he didn't play, and Cody played, and you played. Just talk about what it was like back there and the load y'all had to carry.
I mean, it's like one seed to go down is expected from the other seed to don't mess up, man. So you got to come in hit head on fire. So you got to know everything. So that's how Selgado has us, and that's how it needs to be. So next man up, you need to know anything. It don't matter if you're a 4, 3. Next man up, the job is expected you to go make the play and do the job.
Talk about Cody. Had
Yeah.
y'all played? Well, he replaced you basically last year, so y'all hadn't really been on the field that much together, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how y'all communicated today.
I mean, communication was way better today out of all the games we played, but communication is always something we always had to work on. And then we got 1,000 reps at practice, so it's like it came second nature to us. So it wasn't nothing crazy.
We're gonna all be talking about the goal line stand with
Yeah.
you, but there was a play that you made when they were going for it on fourth down at about, I don't know, the 35, 40-yard line, wherever it was, where you came in on a blitz and it looked like he was gonna get by you, but you got to talk about that play.
I mean, let Hills fight, man. We was in all out blitz, man on the outside, so zero coverage. So, and I just shot the B gap, man, free. Nobody, I don't think South L had the numbers for everybody. So I just shot the B gap, blazing speed, man. Quarterback try to get out, hit him with a heel swipe, man. So that was a great stop. We needed that as a defense. I'm excited for that. I was happy for that, man.
So what did you see? It's not really so much when you're inside the one, it's not
Yeah.
really a secondary play.
Yeah.
But what did you see on all those goal line stands there?
I mean, never give up, man. Like the fight in the team, like we seen that every game though. So it's just the fight, man. You got to fight every down, every inch of blade of grass, man. You got to fight. So I knew we were gonna get that stop, man. I was overly confident, man. It just a matter of time.
What was going through your mind when y'all got it, and then they said, "Well, there's a penalty lined up in the neutral zone, and gave him another chance."
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was like a yo-yo going
Yeah.
back and forth there. Emotionally, as bad as y'all wanted to win, what were you thinking during all that process?
Like during the time, we was like we had him, man. We knew we had him down, but the ref seen otherwise, and we had to just line back up and get another one. So we was already ready, man.
What can this win do for y'all?
I mean, this win give us a lot of momentum going into the next 3 games, man. Each game we going 1-0, man. We just got to keep fighting 1-0, man. We drew it up in the team meeting, man. It's a full game season, so now we got 3 games to go win it. So this is gonna give us a lot of momentum going into the next game.
Any questions?
Skip, just talk about how you guys as a defense had to continue to be resilient. South Al started trying to come back. You give up a long touchdown, and like you have a moment like a goal line stand. You have those moments. Talk about the resiliency of the defense.
I mean, like I said, it's that never give up, man. Each play is a big play, man. The next play is the big play, man. We came out a little flat, a little relaxed in the second half, and we had to just keep our foot on their neck, man. So the goal line stop, it kind of got us right, and man, it gave us momentum just to cap off the game and win the game, man.
How do you feel like in the role that you're in, obviously as a senior and as a leader there in the secondary, how you're able to kind of impart wisdom on a lot of those young guys? Like you got Brent Gordon, who's been starting since like the second or third game of the season. You talked about Cody Jackson coming in there. What has your role kind of been to help those guys understand what their assignments are to be and just also imparting wisdom on them when they're on the field?
I mean, man, next if they give up a play, man, it's the next play mentality, man. Those two guys are dogs, so I just got to lead by example with them, and they'll fall in line like they always do. So I just got to keep telling them, man, keep your head up, keep fighting, dog. This game is never over. The next play is the biggest play, so just keep fighting, man.
And last thing for me, I know we talked about it in the preseason about like the potential of what this offense could be with, players like Shelton and all those things like that. How fun is that to watch when you can see Shelton have a game like he's had or lunch, going nearly perfect, throwing the football? How fun is that for y'all to watch and knowing that you're going on the field to give the football back to an offense like that?
Hey man, it's real exciting to see those guys going crazy. The connection they have, man. It's launching the game, six out there, just throw it up. Six gonna go get it, man. I'm happy to have six back. It gives opportunity for the rest of the receivers, man. I love our offense. It's kind of crazy because we have a really good offense, a very explosive offense, man. You got all these guys that they don't know who to get, who to check. I love the offense, bro. It's exciting to see those guys go out there and have fun, man.
Appreciate it, man.
All good.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Well, how scared were you when you ran off the field hobbling there?
I was terrified. I was definitely terrified. I couldn't feel it for a second, but I sat down and I started like moving. Philly came back. I was like, all right, I'm good.
No, it was a different injury or was the same?
I just bent my ankle a little bit, so
Yeah.
it just like hurt a bit.
So, man, y'all were clicking today. Like, just explain what was going on with you and Sheldon and Brock and everyone in those first 2.5 quarters.
Just having that sit down and talking. Like we understand our backs against the wall. Like we need to win, and it's whatever it takes at this point. And all those guys are hungry for the ball, so we really during practice we on the same page. Everybody got to eat, so we just feeding them.
The drive at the end of the second quarter, right before the half. I didn't know if y'all would have enough time. Talk about the play that you rolled out and you kind of were redirecting Sheldon. He came back and got it to the 17, and then you got in his zone. Talk about those two plays.
Those two plays are just like from the conversations we have. Like we know that if you wanna make a play, you got to be a playmaker. So in that moment, if you paid attention to it, like everybody on the field was like moving around trying to make a play and
Yeah.
get the ball. So that was a very exciting thing to see because sometimes you see players, you get out of the pocket, they just standing there, but everybody's on the same page and won the ball. So that was like a big thing for that. And just the next play is him making another play. Like he's real hungry for the ball. He wants to win. Like that's the best thing for us right now.
You were throwing it to a certain spot in the end zone, or what was your plan right when throwing the ball to him there in the end zone?
Yeah, I was giving him a shot in the end zone. I took a shot on it, so it probably wasn't the most accurate ball ever. So yeah, I was just giving him a shot because he was going to get it. He knew where the ball was going.
Now, knowing your personality, where were you during this goal line stand for those three plays from the 1 yard line? Were you
I was standing right there screaming, go defense, let's go D.
like you were near the?
Yeah, I
near
was
the
I
goal
was I
line?
was there. I was there screaming. They probably heard me every play. They was tricking us. They said we was going on offense, went back on defense. I was just sitting there like, oh man, what's going on? But I said, go do it again, go do it again. They kept doing it. That was a big thing. That was a big stand for us.
So how exciting was it to see the defense do that with the game on?
What really like the biggest moment that made me happy was when Duggar caught that pick. Like we've been through fall camp, all these things we went through, and that was probably a big thing. Like I used to always call him about like, bro, you can't catch, you can't catch. And in that moment, bro, he made me like the happiest ever. And that's just like the small things about the defense. Like they know when it's time, it's time.
I mean, you hit every pass in the first half. Like, I mean, was that just coming into your own, or how do you explain? You weren't just explosive; you were efficient and explosive.
It was just going out there and play our game. That was like it's really just like going back on the other games and like where did we go wrong? Why did these drives go wrong? There's inaccurate passes, bad routes, just cleaning up that week by week and being more efficient. That's how you get more points on the board, and that's how we were scoring and moving the ball efficiently.
So after he called timeout and you went off the field, did he say you okay, or did you say, Coach, I'm okay, put me back in? How did that conversation go?
Yeah, right before the play, they was already in the huddle. I was coming back to the huddle when it was like 10 seconds left. So they was calling the play, was going with Walker. I didn't want to mess it up. I was just like, he can have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be fine in there. So I just let it ride. And I told him after that play I was good. So
What 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 does this do for y'all? This, first of all, you get to go back home with a win. Y'all
Mhm.
needed that. But what can this do for y'all down the stretch?
this a boost. This is hope. The biggest thing is just to have joy and hope in the next opportunity that we have, and knowing that a championship, a bowl game championship, is still in effect for us. So us getting this and not being 2-7 and probably losing out on a bowl game, that's a big difference for our team. And when the locker room, everybody's smiling. That's the best thing you want to see in the locker room.
You ever have a game where you completed 93% of your passes, which is a single game school record?
I don't think so.
90%. Chandler Fields did it a couple years ago against ULM.
Yeah, I was a freshman here when they did it.
But he completed his last 15. You completed your first 13. Just kind of talk about what was clicking, what was moving. And I know you probably have been asked part of this before. So
Yeah, but everybody was out there. It was like Coach Dez did a great job of game planning. Coach Dez and the staff. It was efficient plays like that we know that we run all week in practice. That's like what's gonna work for us, and we getting the ball to our playmakers. So that was the biggest thing. It's just everything was clicking, perfect plays. We've been through this already, so it was just putting it on tape in the game.
anything else from Zoom?
Yeah, Lunch, for you, could you speak to like your development as a thrower of the football? Like, are you seeing things better as far as like, all right, the defense is running this coverage. This is where I need to go first. This is this read. This is next read, and all those things like that. How are you growing in your game as a thrower of the football?
Coach Dez is doing a wonderful job playing within like my game. I would say I wouldn't say my game, but like in my strengths. So he know like we tag everything with a run and a pass. So it makes it easier, I would say. But these plays like by the defense they're in, it makes it way easier. Like it's either a pass or you're gonna run it. So it's like they do a great job game planning week to week and doing the plays that fits my game, I would say.
And just to, have you've had a multiple really, really good games this season, but to have kind of a statement win like this, how do you feel like that's going to continue to push you guys forward as a collective offensive unit?
This bring nothing but hope and joy into our locker room and faith and belief in every single one of our teammates' hearts. So that was a big, big win for us. We needed that and have our bowl game hope still alive.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it, man.
See y'all on Monday.
Thank you.